Let's go. All right. Oh, I should log into Twitch. All right. Let's go there. Let's go here. I'm gonna have to do this thing. Okay. All right, we're in. Who else is streaming on Friday? Tej, Clarkio. Cool. Great. You can go away. You. Go away. You. All right, let's get started with something here. We're going to start with quick, although I'm really curious about this one. Get started. I think there was something about quick and CSS. Maybe it's just getting started here. So I want to go to docs. I'm going to do get started. I'm going to do quick city at some point, but let's see. All right, quick team, if you're watching, I'm going to show something that really frustrates me about this, and that is Control K. You don't have hot tip, if you're going to have Control K be the search, probably should disable the default browser Control K. I don't love that people do overwrite default browser behavior, so maybe it just shouldn't be Control K to begin with. It should be like Control S. No, that would be save. Control something, or Control Shift, or Alt, or whatever. But yeah, that really kills me, because then I get into this garbage. Not your app. Docs are good, but garbage situation where I'm stuck here with the keyboard. I gotta get out of there. Anyway, yeah, let's start with complaining. That sounds great. No, so let's go here. I'm gonna create a quick app. Let's actually do a search for Panda CSS. Oh, CSSSS. Post CSS. Okay, don't see that. Using quick. Cool. It's in the docs. That's, I think, where I started already. So we're going to cd into my code, and we're going to make dir quick and panda. What is a quick panda? What is a pun for a panda that's quick? I don't know. We're gonna call it pick, sure. Panda and quick, pick, sure. Something that's easy there. All right, we're gonna create this quick app using npm create quick latest. Ironically, taking a while. That's not on the quick team though. That's npm. I would like to shoot. I messed that up already. All right, fine. rm rf pick, same thing. There we go. Create it. I would like to create it at pick, please. And then I want a basic app, a site with visual CMS, a component library. I think I want an empty app. I would like to install dependencies. I'm sure we can initialize Git repository. Doesn't really matter all that much. CD into pick. Probably should have read what that said. npm start. That's it. npm run quick add. Run quick. Quick add. What do we? Oh, cool! You can just list it and it'll be here. That's awesome. Contact pages, static site. Okay, auth, post CSS, Prisma. That's it. All right. We're not gonna add anything. I can't seem to get out. Oh, there you go. Control C. Cool. npm start. That should get my app up and running, I think. Don't want to actually start that quite yet. Want to code, open that up, and then we will npm start. npm start. Awesome. That's up and running. Copy this guy. Bring it over here. There's my app. Sounds good. Pretty quick. Great. Okay, now we want to get this going with quick. If I click here, it should take me to this page. No? Yeah, cool. Next, npm install this. Okay. Stop that, paste that. Then I'm gonna do this one. Now the question I have here is using TypeScript template. Interesting. Well, let's see. Doing this from scratch. Yo, Stones my bones. What's up? Yeah, it's been a minute. I did a couple streams that I think I just missed you on, but yeah, I've been doing some busy stuff on a really fun project that is complete, and I'm doing the recording for now. So I'll be posting it on YouTube, on the Akamai channels. Stones my bones. Yep. Stones. I'm feeling stones in my bones. Okay, what are we doing? Yeah, I guess I haven't even explained what I'm doing. I'm checking out Quick, which seems like a cool concept for more performant apps, like performant by default, performant at scale by default. I've been using Tailwind reluctantly because it has a lot of really good features for scaffolding out a project quickly, being flexible, having design tokens to choose from. But there's a lot that I really don't love about it, but I don't have anything better. I tried to build something better and it ended up being a lot worse. So that's where I am. But someone on the guy that made Chakra UI has been working on this behind the scenes, I guess, Panda, and basically does all the same stuff that I was trying to do with, what was it called? ParticleCSS.com. So I built this thing. It got to a functioning place. Slow as balls on, there you go. That was just the DNS lookup time. And now it's slow as balls on the actual loading time. Which is weird because, yeah, that should actually be super, super fast. That's just a static site. Anything you don't like that's not the large class lists? About Tailwind? Yeah. Tailwind is a DSL. It's a domain-specific language. You have to learn Tailwind way of doing things. They get close to the CSS way, but every single rule that they add, they have to come up with the naming convention for, and sometimes it's close or similar, and sometimes it's actually not even close to what the CSS naming is. So line height is leading in Tailwind. Border radius is rounded. Letter spacing is kerning. And those are all, I mean, there's some reason why they choose that. But then there's also things like different sizes, different breakpoints for screen sizes are like small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, 3XL, etc. And I just think that those step away from the actual underlying language too far, to the point where you're learning a domain-specific thing, and at the point where Tailwind is not in a project, all of that knowledge you gain is non-transferable. Yeah, and once you get used to it, that's great, but that carries the same problem that Bootstrap had. Tailwind has different advantages over Bootstrap, but that was like a critical thing for me that was like, I know how to write CSS, I know what I want to do with CSS, let me just write CSS and then you transpile it. That was the idea behind Particles. You can see you just kind of write CSS and then it generates the results for you and does it all with atomic classes, whatever. There was a lot of flaws with this. I'm hoping that Panda is going to be a happy medium between Tailwind and Particles. And it seems like it might be at a cursory glance. So we'll see. We're going to explore it today. I'm going to dig into it and try and find what I don't like, because that's what happened with Quick as well. Although I'm coming back to Quick because I think my knowledge has grown using Solid.js and understanding RPC in their implementation better. So maybe with Quick, I can check my own knowledge. Okay, where was I? We've got this. Create an index of CSV file and project contains. Yeah, it has to contain all of those. Import to. Okay. So this is an interesting thing. Essentially, you've been using for the last 3 weeks. You've been working on your video app, which is never going to come out. No, I'm just kidding. It probably will, but hopefully sooner than later. So ditching Prisma. Wow, that is a surprise. Yeah, there's a project that I've been wanting to work on, actually. What's it called? You know what? I'm going to bring it into this one because I want to use it. What's it called, though? JS Party did a... Let me see. JS Party. Do they have... No. Okay. JS Party did an episode on it a while back. So I want to hear what you're using, and then I'm going to maybe try and pull in this other thing. Let's see. Well, process now. Exciting. It might be in... No, the ORM Amazing Show. This one. I think that's it. Where is it? LinkedIn website. TypeScript documentation. Joist. That's it. That's the one I want to use. I'm going to try this. So, you still love it, but it's impossible to pack in an Electron app. Yeah, okay, Drizzle. Yeah, I've seen Drizzle. Don't love the look of it. I have opinions. Not talking crap on Drizzle. Haven't used it. It's probably great. It seems like it's awesome for TypeScript, and it seems like once you get it set up, it's all great. Yeah, Drizzle seems a little bit closer to Connects, which is closer to writing actual SQL than Prisma was. But that can be a good thing or a bad thing. That's more of a query builder than an ORM. But Drizzle seems pretty cool. TypeScript support sucks balls. In Drizzle? I thought Drizzle was supposed to be like spot on. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I know there's one called Kaisley too that looks pretty good, but all right, we'll get started with Joyce. We'll take a look at Joyce. Maybe it'll be the thing for you. But yeah, Prisma is quite heavy. Yeah, don't love that stuff. That's the thing, man. It's hard to pick a good one. So I listened to the episode on JS Party about Joyce. Joyce seems like a pretty cool, really heavily inspired by Active Record, and it seems like everyone loves Active Record that has used it. So I'm gonna try that because Prisma's. All right, so let's get into this this thing. One thing I wanted to point out. So the project I was working on, that was this Atomic CSS and JS. What it would do is essentially have some sort of compiler plugin, so like a Vite plugin, that when your code runs, it reads through the code that you've written and then generates a CSS file for you based on the code that you've written. This one takes... That had some limitations, and this one seems to take an extra step of actually doing code gen for you. So it will generate this styled system and then generate this CSS for you. So, and then you kind of import things from here. Yeah, see, I think that was the thing that killed me with Prisma, was they didn't support SQLite for staging, or for testing or development, and Postgres for staging. Probably shouldn't be doing that anyway, for the fact that you're developing in a different context or with different tooling than staging or whatever. But it is what I prefer, and it is easier. I also never got over the Prisma migration story. Like, yeah, creating your first database, querying it, creating complex queries, nested queries, and all this stuff is great until the point where your data changes, and then what are you going to do? Well, you need to do a migration. Prod equals dev for you. There you go. That's problem solved. That solves so many problems. Introduces a whole other set of problems, but solves so many problems. Okay, let's go to package.json. I need to add this prepare code gen thing. So somewhere in here, there we go. Our Panda code gen. Configure the content. Okay, inside of my Panda thing. Panda config. Don't love an extra config thing. I think that is already there. Looks like, yep, they match exactly. Let's not do that. That's already set up for me. Configure the entry CSS. So source style index.css. We want to close that. Source global CSS. I imagine this is actually effectively the same thing. So I'm going to put that here. Apply no matter which components are on the page. Yep. We want to use CSS layers. That's pretty cool. That's new to me. And then we run dev. Okay. npm. Is there run dev here? Okay. That's expecting disabling. Oh yeah. Okay. That's fine. We are still running. We have done some resetting, and I wonder what exactly happened there, or what styles are taking place. With that, yeah. I'm gonna bring this down one click so I can see a little bit more. We've got our reset layer. What the hell was that? What is that little element down there? Did you see that? Look, got some weird. Look at this div. What is this? Aria hidden. Oh, the quick inspector. Okay, interesting. Click to source alt. I don't know. Okay, we have some stuff that Quick added for us. I don't think I need this stuff, so I'm gonna get rid of that and hit save. That's set up. I have one get query that takes 20 minutes with Drizzle. Holy cow! Yeah, but that's got to be like a bootstrapping query, not like a request response query. I hope. Okay, start using Panda. In routes layout. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Not getting import autocomplete, IDE, style directory, new TS config. Okay, we might have to do that. So, what was that? Source routes index, I think, was where they wanted me to put this stuff. No, they wanted me to replace layout. Okay, close that. We'll do layout.tsx. Looks mostly the same. Route loader. I don't know why I have use server time loader. Return new date. This isn't even being used. That's just export. All right, I don't know. We're not going to do that. I will grab this and paste that there. I will grab this and paste that here, and then otherwise, grab that and paste that here, and that's going to be my layout. Don't need you at this point. Should hit save. I don't have auto formatting set up. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like maybe auto formatting should be set by default. But let's see. Cannot find module styled system or its corresponding type declarations. Okay. The query it makes is the query you write is 10,000 characters. The SQL query is 10,000 characters. Wow. Just moved a relation query and manually made the queries separated. Yeah, I don't know. Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, you write code that then generates SQL that is 10,000 characters. Yeah, I would maybe consider other approaches there. Okay. It's telling me about some debugging thing. So let's just make sure we got this right. I should probably like bump this up too. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. Prisma makes 20 queries for the same thing. Yeah. That's when it sounds like you are probably in a scenario that neither of the tool or none of the tools that you would use are the right tool or are prepared to do that, and you should just drop into SQL and just learn the fundamentals, my dude. Okay, tsconfig. We need to add this styled system thing here. Burp. All right, let's see. Is that going to do it? Let's restart the TS server. That's running. That's done running. We still have an error. Okay, and that's probably because this is pulling in from the wrong place. .. Okay, let's try and get to the styled system thing. .. styled system /CSS. There you go. Now we have the thing. Yeah. Yeah, you got it work. Yeah, sure. It sounds like it's working. 20 minutes later, and 20 minutes later and 10,000 lines of code. Sure. Sounds like it's working great. Okay, that should be working. Joyce, here we go. Okay, we have our app working. We've got Panda CSS deploying the styles that we wanted. Here. Okay. We're using it. No, yeah, it works. It works. I mean, my app works just fine. Okay, Panda is working. All of these are working. Package.json is working. Let's go to the layout. So what I want to do, sure, I don't really love this background. Height, DVH, padding 10. Sure. Okay, good start. Really good start. I have the auto suggest for all of the tokens that I want. And I can also very easily escape into whatever I want. So what did you have there before? DVH. I'm pretty sure DVH is just 100 DVH units. That's an interesting shortcut, but that's all right. Padding, I like that. I like that it's using these tokens. Okay, but I can also very easily just say padding 10 pixels, right? And then it's going to be like padding 10 pixels. Yep, perfect. That's there. And then if I get autocomplete, hell yeah, this is a good start. Bad ordering, that's not on them. But that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have all of these other sizes. What is 56? It's gonna be huge. Padding 56 is spacing 56, but we don't have. Okay. I see what they're doing. Yeah, I see. They're following the Tailwind convention of using the numbers here to represent multipliers of 4 to be so this spacing 1 is technically 4 pixels, but they're also converting pixels to rem units, which is fine. It's good, in fact. So that's 8 pixels converted to rem, that's 12 pixels converted to rem, that's 16 pixels converted to rem. Great, I like that. What I would like to know, what am I going to dig into first? Am I going to go quick or Panda more? Let's see. Let's learn it. Getting started, we're done with. Concepts, casting, writing styles. Yeah, you can write whatever you want. That's great. It looks good. I love that it uses layers as well. Conditional styles. Conditional styles, interesting. So when it hovers, yeah. Nested styles, okay. I don't really want to learn that. What I would like to learn, okay, something that I noticed really cool with Panda CSS is these patterns. You can effectively do, let's see, container, style patterns, container, where are we at? We have a stack. The stack pattern is a layout primitive that can be used to create vertical or horizontal stack of elements. It's either flex vertical or horizontal. You can mention the gap. I actually didn't know about the patterns. The pattern is really nice because it's essentially a function that outputs the CSS that you would want. So you could say, I want to create some stacked content. So you have a shared lexicon of functions that are represented by stacks, or no, sorry, represented by patterns. For example, you could say, this is the stack pattern, this is the card pattern, whatever, and then you would pass the different permutations or the variables in the object there. Like that, horizontal stack, vertical stack, wrap, okay. Seems pretty easy. Might be a little bit extra when I could do the same with just CSS, but it's nice. It's nice because then you have one place to capture all of these patterns. We'll see how I like that. Looks like MUI, like material UI. Yeah, maybe. Okay, it's different than some of these tools though, I think. Recipes. So recipes is what I was saying is actually pretty cool. CVA seems to be a popular tool. I'm not sure how much I love it, but what you can essentially do is create a recipe called button, which is going to be responsible not for a button component like some things like styled components. It doesn't render a component. It just returns the styles, but you can basically have a function that represents all of the styles for a button. And then once again, you can pass it the things. Now this is nice to encapsulate single rules. It's also nice, I guess, when you combine it with something like CVA that allows for some sort of flexibility or dynamic properties. But yeah, I like that. What I'm really interested in though is these tokens. So we've got utilities, guides, reference. Okay, mostly want to dive into these tokens because this is the key thing here. Yeah, very similar to that, except that still outputs a component, not just the styles. Splitting hairs with that because after all, a component is a function that returns markup, but I think it's important to differentiate the fact that this only returns classes, not an entire component. I can't explain why that's a relevant factor off the top of my head, but I know that it is. Yeah. The idea behind it is that you have some encapsulation around styles, and you can modify it in one place or control it in one place and have it propagate throughout your application. This is nice because it honestly, creating components adds some overhead to the front end for rendering, and then you can end up with like div, and then your actual thing. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. I'm exploring it right now. But these tokens are what I'm interested in. So you can create a theme, you can define your own tokens here. I assume that it comes with its own tokens built in. And I wonder how you can extend them. I really like this. You can reference semantic tokens, so I can reference from a different semantic token, I can have access to referencing theme tokens or like default tokens. So then I can say, this is red, this is green, love it. And then also have, this is danger, this is success, love it. Based on light and dark mode, that's cool. Token nesting, okay, token types. So this is also, here, look at here. This is also a key factor that I was not able, this was like the key thing I was not able to do in my app, was say const p size. I'm done. I wasn't able to do this where I can, because I was using, p size. Because I was using a compiler, it was really hard to be able to take reference code outside of my function that I wrote. So I had a function also called CSS that looked very similar to this, but it didn't have access to anything outside of the body of the function like this. Whereas here, we can see it still works. Great. So now I can say p size is actually 10. I can actually give that probably the same thing here, and that's going to make it kind of funky, but you know, let's see. Yeah, there you go. See, we've got padding 10 and height of 10. They are referencing different things because one is referencing spacing and one is referencing sizes, and that's because this is, let's say this is like 200 pixels. Oops. Now we're going to do an actual value instead of a reference to a custom property, but now we get height 200 pixels, padding 200 pixels. Great. I like it. I like it so far. I'm quite impressed. We'll continue. Okay, so what I want to do next is I want to build some sort of CRUD system. How much time do I got? Yeah, we're good. Hour and a half. Let's see how far we can get. I'm going to build a form. I'm going to start with Quick City. Where's Quick City? Quick City docs. Here we go. Quick City overview. So I want to create some form actions. That's my layout. Sure, layout we're done with. Routes, index.tsx. I'm going to rename this to JSX. I definitely prefer JSX. Document head, that is, let's do type is document head. Same thing. We don't even need that. We're gonna import from Builder.io Quick City the document head. There we go. No, we don't need that. Much better. Dude, you can give me crap on semicolons all day, but I will not change my opinion. I have holes in your foot. Dude, This is exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing that TypeScript offered me, I have available so far. So, you know, you got to come up with something better than that. That's on you. Okay, so I want to have a form. We'll get this. What am I going to do? Like, auto import of types. You can still do that with inferred types. You still get that with JS docs. Auto import of types, I'm not sure what you're talking about because this was not an auto import. Like, this was a manual import. And if I wanted to have global imports, I can still do that with JS docs. I mean, technically I'm doing it with TypeScript because I'm still using TypeScript config and VS Code is using TypeScript. Honestly, it's both are using TypeScript. The only difference is the syntax here. Pass down multi-functions. You mean where I define a type in one function and it might pass through multiple functions? Yeah, dude, we have that right here. Look. Head, const head is document head. Const head is a document head right there. I can see everything that the document head has. Okay. All right. I see. So when you define X, document head has not been imported yet. You assign it to document head and it imports that. You got me on that one. That is a nice feature. Not worth all of the other stuff that I don't love about TypeScript. But that is a nice feature. Okay, so let's go with div label HTML4. HTML4, I hate you. Just for ID. We'll do. Hey, what am I building? I need something fun, something cool. I don't know, maybe like a Pokemon generator or something. You know what I want to build? A Tamagotchi. So let's just do name. This is gonna take a while, but we'll start with this. You want to have your own Tamagotchi? Cool. We're gonna have a name. We're gonna have an input. Type is text. Sure. ID equals name. Name equals name. I think that's it. Cool. Then we're gonna have button. Create. Boop. I'm gonna have this be type equals submit. Don't need it, but we want it. Let's do some components. Router head. Cool. Don't know what that is, but we'll try something else. We're gonna create a component called. Yeah, but the autocomplete I already got, so it's already there. I mean, sure. We're gonna create one called input.jsx. I'm going to grab this guy. We're going to go input.jsx. Whoops. This needs to. Actually, I'm just gonna copy this. Look at all the nice TypeScript help you got there. Yeah, of course. Okay. Once again, I'm still using, I still get all that same stuff with JSX, so that's what you get. Okay, burp. There we go. I need my props. All right, let's do components in quick. Component overview. Where's props? Props. Here we go. Okay. That's annoying. That's real annoying. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do component, and we're gonna say, whoops, we're gonna say const component equals that. This is going to be params. Now we're gonna pass in the props that it expects. So I will say this. You suck messing with me. Yeah, of course you do. This is a syntax that is only really easy to do with TypeScript. Is dealing with generics. Fuck you, Stony. Oh, that's funny. All right, but let's start with this. Let's see how far we go with this. No, I think you misheard me. This is going to, okay, component is going to take this stuff and return a component. Okay, we have a component here, right? We don't have the, let's see, do I have an example of component? That? I don't. Awesome. Great. Really cool. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna do, what am I trying to do here? I want this to represent an input, so I want to say at type def import from. All right, let's see. Your auto import thing, right? Should in theory be type. How do I import types? No, const x of HTML input attributes. Nope. Attributes svg aria HTML attributes. Okay. That's coming in from styled system for some reason, so that's not it. What I would like to do I have JSX? No. Yeah, sure you did. Okay, so what I would like to do, yeah, let me we're gonna comment that out for now. I need, let's see, I need a name. I need a name, and the name is required. So we'll have name of string. I also need a label, and that is required. Cool. So p dot p dot label and ID. So const ID is going to equal something. We're going to go to GitHub, Austin Gill utils. No, not capital. Just wasn't in the dynamic JSX templating stuff. Okay. We'll move on after that. ID, this is going to be the ID. Name is going to be p.name. And 4 is going to be it's just going to be ID. And then we're going to ... on the props. We'll see how that works. ID is going to be p.id, or and then we'll come back here, grab this JS, go to random string, I need to fix this. I'm gonna fix this really quick, or I'm gonna fix it in a moment. No, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it now. Export. Oops. Oh shoot, that's awesome. Export function random string. Cool. Commit changes. Sure. Commit changes. Don't need you. Come back here. Going to, in my source folder, I'm going to add a file called utils.js. We'll put that there. And then we will import random string from utils.js. ID is going to be that, or random string. Booyah. Let's see how this works. In my components folder, I'm also going to add an index.js file, and this is going to be export default as input from input.j. Come on, where's my thing? JSX, please. Cool, that's coming out of there. Layout, don't need you. Input from components. Thank you. Grab you. Replace you. You should be complaining at me. I would like for you to complain at me at this point. Slash index dot. Yes. Cool. This is a problem. That's annoying. So let me try something else here. I imagine that this doesn't actually do anything special except for maybe add the TypeScript definition stuff. So what I imagine might be possible is component from builder. My component is component, which takes component props. Yes, so I can do this. I can do this. That's a generic, and that is going to take this stuff. So grab that, paste that in there. Now, I think that should actually work. That shouldn't be a parameter. That shouldn't be a parameter. That should actually be a type of that. In which case we can probably get rid of this and pass that in there. I think I got that right. Technically did. Like this syntax a lot better. However, it's not treating these as required. All right, let's try one thing really quick. Let's try TSX. Let's try you coming in from TSX. Oops, save. Let's try you input from component. That's fine. That should be the same. And let's try renaming you to TSX. However, save that. The only problem here, ID does not exist on type that. That's fine. Get rid of you. You are a component now. Did I not get that right? Is that not right? Okay, now it's just complaining about that interface. Okay, so let's try grabbing you, put you in there, uncomment you, That should work now. Yeah, ID is not defined. That's right. Name, what are you saying? Name is specified more than once, so this usage will be overwritten. Yeah, technically... Ah, I see. That is a problem. I think what I can do is... No, you know what? Actually, because I'm passing that in like that, I actually don't even need to explicitly write the name. This is just for TypeScript. That's kind of cool. Just saying, hey, the name is required. I don't think I need to do that. I don't think I need to explicitly write the interface. I'm like, this should accomplish the same thing. Right? We've got that there. TypeScript, for fuck's sake. No, I will not use TypeScript. The problem is not that. The problem is... Okay, the problem was that. Yeah, so now let's see. Name is test, and what do you need? Label is test. Yeah. Hold on. This is not my fault. This is actually Quick's fault. Let's copy that. Let's rename that. JSX. JSX. No, 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 please undo. Ah, shoot. JS, there we go. Okay. Close you. Info.js, this should be JSX. Close that. I will not stop living my best life, Stony. I will not. I'm quite happy with how I'm building this stuff. I suspect that I don't need this component thing. I just feel like I can probably get on fine like that. We shall see. Okay, here. This is complaining because I'm accomplishing the same thing. There you go. I need the name and the label. Now, if I do that same thing that I had before, and I don't know why you're complaining about an import, ESLint was figured to run using part of it. Okay, I probably don't need you. Are you still complaining? Yes, you are. So, okay, same thing, right? What if this is still just a JSX file? Then I'm not going to get that. So, proof. It is not... that's frustrating. So I don't need to use it. I don't need to write this in the TypeScript-y way. I can get rid of this. You're right about that. No, the thing is, I don't think that you're right here. I think that the quick team is doing something wrong. I realize how arrogant that sounds, but that's what I'm sticking with. I'm gonna keep this simple. What I really like about this, right? Like, no, I'm gonna stick at least somewhere within the lines. Okay, so we take props. and that's fine. We're not getting type checking here because this is a stupid thing. So we'll go TSX here, and then it's going to complain. Hold on, I think I know what the problem is actually. Allow.js true. Let's go check JS true. Oops. Booyah. Stoney's wrong. People who use, oh boy, are you wrong there, my friend. People who use JS. No. I just didn't have TypeScript actually checked my JS, but now it is. We're good. Label is going to be name. Name is going to be name. And there we go. We got problem solved. Cool. Moving on. Let's see. We're sticking in JS land because JS land is the best. Okay, where's my thing? There's my input, there's my thing. Don't love that like Tailwind and Panda just get rid of this, but that's okay because we can start doing some styles here. Where's my layout? Here we go. CSS from here. Let's see. Import CSS. Are you gonna tell me if I go here? Booyah. Cool. I like that. And then my input here. This is the weird thing. Class is going to equal test. And this is not going to complain at me that p.class might be defined. I guess not. So what we'll pass in is CSS, styled system object. I want border. And I'm going to pass in, what do I have? Look at all this stuff. Coral Crimson. I kind of love that. It's a bit much. That's all the colors. That's it. All of the default border things. So yeah, I guess we'll just do something. Oh, is that it? Yeah. Do I get my tokens? No tokens for border? No tokens for border. I mean, besides all of these default ones. But not for sizes. So I want... Still don't have it. Let's see, what do we get there? Classes border 2. Border 2 doesn't actually have anything. How do I reference variables? Token usage. Here we go. Green, gray, token. Composite values. This is okay. This is it. This is it. I think this is what I want. Use a generated token function to query design tokens in your project. It's useful if you need direct access to your design tokens in the style attribute or when CSS and JS libraries. Okay, I don't think I need quite that. Okay. Nah, Stony. Border width is one thing, but you need to define more than just the width. So I'm going to say tokens. This is going to be size, and then I don't think I get any sort of auto-suggestion here. So this is where you do have to know what you're doing. We're going to say, let's see, styled system, tokens. Okay, we've got borders, easing, duration, radii, fonts, font, colors. I really hope that all of these colors don't get into the final build. I don't think they do. Oh, we got blurs, spacing sizes. Okay. That's 4 rems, or that's 4 pixels. I don't think that's quite what I want anyway. So what I might do is add an, I'm just gonna keep this simple. We're gonna do 0.125 rem solid, and then we'll do some color, purple. Sure, purple 700, and we'll have a fallback of purple. All right, let's see what we've got there. Did that actually work? Yes, it did. And then we want radius, border radius, cool, of, okay. This is okay. It's not my favorite naming convention, as I mentioned before. Don't love that, but it is working. And then we're gonna have width of, what is it, 100%? Width of 1. That should be 100%. No, it's not. Width of, okay, I see. Auto fit full. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Man, okay. This takes a little bit of learning, for sure. Okay, then we're gonna have the button also needs some sort of component, so we're gonna copy this and paste that, replace it with button. Gonna go to index.js, do the same thing here, replace input with button, close that, button. What is the button going to be? Right now it's just going to return a button component. We have a slot component that Quick gives us. That's actually going to be slot. Thank you. We don't need the ID. We're going to set the type is going to be defined by default, so we don't need that. We're going to say that the type is going to equal p dot. Well, first off, we should say .p, and then it's going to be p.type or button, and that's does not exist, which is fine. I might be able to actually just get away with just setting it to type as button, and then yeah, let's see what we get here. Type is submit. Perfect. That's what I want. I basically want to be a default to button, but because I have overwritten it here, it changes. All right. Cool. Cool. Oh wait, no, that was dumb. I'm not using it. Button. Cool. Let's replace that with button. Type is not defined. So you haven't declared your props. I haven't declared the type of my props. So let me ask you this. If you have a lot of experience with JSX, how do I define props or prop types that basically inherit all of the HTML button attributes? Their component, let's see. See if I can do that. JS, no, TSX, all button attribute types. I don't know. Oh shit! I haven't renamed the title of the show either. This is building apps with Quick, City, and Panda CSS. Oops. hell? Building apps with quick. I can't type. Quick City and Panda CSS. Sure, gotta go fix my YouTube as well. Switch accounts, there we go. How do I rename the title of a video that's already live in YouTube? Maybe it doesn't really matter that much. It's fine. Okay, so do HTML. See, I think you have to do this with the actual component library. So React.button HTML attributes, HTML button element. Yeah. I know, but yeah, I know. That's the problem. So why does it have to be like, why can't there be a library that's just like, hey, here's all the props and prop types for, let's see, TS get JSX HTML attribute types. React has too much of a corner on this market. Okay, let's see. Can I do that maybe somewhere in a TSX file and be like, const xs is HTML attributes. Here we go, and that's going to be HTML button element. Okay, maybe. Equals this, something like that, maybe. HTML attributes. That's an interface that takes a type. This is declared equals. Is this gonna? All right, cool. I think that's it. I think I got it. Burp, 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 burp. Don't need you from quick. Let's close that. This is going to be the component. Okay, this is going to be a really ugly syntax, which I will admit, TypeScript is better for this because you can do your import separately, but that's all right. Import from builder quick. We're going to do HTML attributes, and we're going to pass in HTML button element. Okay. Nope, I got that wrong. This part doesn't go there. This part goes here. Ugh. Yeah, that should be fine. I'm actually just gonna say, let's take that out and we'll say button atters, and then we'll say type def. That is going to be button atters. Cool. We don't need you. We probably need this CSS, but at this point, I should be able to say, not types, but I should be able to say something like, there. I'm getting what I'm looking for. Type. Already type does not exist on this. See, I don't know if I agree with you. Type of. Okay, I've got all my ARIA things. It's not the right thing. It's not the right thing. What if this is just see. Type is button adders. And we're gonna say const a equals this, and we get all of these properties, but yeah. Interesting. No, you know what? This is quick, but quick is missing some things. Is type on here? QRST type is not on here. Type submit is on the form. No. This works fine. This is a bug on Quick's thing, as far as I can tell. They're including a bunch of HTML attributes for the button, but they aren't including type. So that's also fine because it's simple enough to just do this and just say that we need a type, which is really annoying that I have to do this, but it can be submit or button, or what else can it be? Type equals button, reset. This is going to argue that it can be overwritten, so I think, like I said, I can get rid of that. Type is an optional property, but again, I do want to be able to put type equals button on here. Okay, yeah, it doesn't mind this being overridden. Okay, cool. Great. Now we're gonna say, I think we're good here. Boy, that was kind of a lot, wasn't it? Type submit is on the form. Okay, let's go. Don't need you. We're gonna come back to you. We come back here. If we leave it undefined, it should be type of button. I want it to be type of submit. I want it to offer that as a suggestion, which it does. And if I explicitly add it, we do get type of button. So not what I was looking for, but easy enough to fix with this is going to be p.type or button. Cool. Simple enough. Awesome. Now we want some styles on this sucker. Does it override? I think at this point, yeah. Like, if I have it defined, so yeah, type of submit, but if I don't use that, it'll be type of button. Cool, we have that working. I want to add some styles here. We're going to say class equals, and then we're going to go CSS, and we're going to give this some styles. I think what I'm going to do is pull this out and say, somewhere here, const styles equals that. Styles or classes? I don't know, one or the other. I think we'll do classes. Classes is going to be, let's see, what do I want? I want some border. I basically kind of want this to match the input, so I'm going to copy this. We're going to say classes, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Const classes equals that. Great. Autocomplete would have been, or auto whatever styling would have been nice if it did that for me. Good enough, whatever. I'll move that up there. Cool. Copy this. Paste it here. That should look quite similar now. I don't want full width though. I want that. I want that. I want background. Instead of the actually the border's fine like that. I'm gonna add a background of what is it? Do I have purple? I do. Nice. This is nice. This is nice. We're gonna say purple 300, and sure, that's looking good enough for now. Actually, maybe we'll do like 500. No. What do I want? I want, what do I got? Blue color palette. What is color palette 400? White, or nothing. This is cool. I like this so far. Cyan. I want to get into fuchsia. Gray, green, indigo. Have I used the style button type of components? It allows you to type CSS as properties. I think so. Are you talking about, yeah, like styled components, or are you talking about Panda CSS? Also, thanks for hanging out. Good to have you here on the chat, Michael, with Panda. No, I have not. I mean, I'm literally trying this for the first time. So you're telling me that there's something in here where we've got some sort of components. JSX style props. That's that here. This is what you're talking about. Interesting. Very interesting. The class name approach. The class name approach is currently what I like. The style props approach. This is going to output an HTML button, is what you're telling me? And then we can just pass in styles that we want. I don't mind that. I don't think it's much different, to be honest. And I kind of like the separation of concerns between my markup. I like sticking closer to the bare metal. But that is pretty cool. Now I do need to get into making a decision here. A decision that really probably doesn't matter. But I think what we might do is indigo. Pink, purple, red, rose. It feels good to me. Problem is it jumbles up the props with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying is I want to keep the separation of concerns where all of the concerns around styling are at the top of the file or wherever. And all of the concerns around the actual markup and implementation details of the component are in their own thing. Seems like a personal preference. Again, have not used it. So let's see. Let's go with an indigo. Indigo is a dark color, right? So let's go with indigo 500. Yeah, good enough. Let's do some padding. Can I do padding in the X direction? I can. Can I do padding inline? No, but that's fine. Padding X direction. We're gonna do some size. I don't know. 8 pixels should be like a 2, right? Oop. Good enough. We'll give it a color of white. Indigo. Let's go 600. Let's go color of just white is fine. Awesome. Doing what I wanted to do so far. Okay, let's go back to the actual form. Let's give this a class. Okay, see, this is the same issue that I ran into with the library that I created, which is that with Tailwind, I can do like, oh, I know what I want to write, and let me just start writing it. That is the advantage of Tailwind. That's actually also still an advantage with Panda because you can have it pre-generate class names. I'm not going to use that because I want to step away and try and use it this way. So let's do CSS. From there, we're going to say const classes equals CSS, and then I want, what did I want? Display of grid. And I want a gap of, I think I want a gap of 4. Oh, I don't know how much I love this. A gap of 4 would be size of 1. Classes. I think this is a little bit more setup than Tailwind, but I think this is kind of what I want. Cool. That is what I want. Actually, this should be 2, maybe. There we go. That's what I want. I'm going to wrap this in a div because that's just an easy way. Can you just do what I want here? There you go. This is an easy way to get it to look sort of how I want. Cool. We got name. We got create. All right. Stepping out of the Panda CSS stuff for the moment. Going to get back into what I want to work with. Yeah, like that was a nice. I mean, I still got to do like focus styles and some padding on that. But that was a nice little tour into the Panda CSS styling. And what I want to do next is, I like it. I like Panda CSS. I'm definitely going to use it for my next project. Why are you complaining about that? That's annoying. That's ID as a string. There you go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use it in a future project as like a more legitimate thing. I can put the CSS call inside the class. Is that what you mean? No, yeah, I can. Not sure we're talking about the same thing. I know that I can put it there for something simple. Again, whether it's the component and like using the style dot, what is it? Style dot, right? Style. No, I don't know. Whether it's using the syntax that you had showed with the JSX styled. Let's see if I can get that to go. Styled dot? No, that's all right. Whether I use that or whether I put the class parameter or function call in the class name here, it's just going to bloat a whole bunch of things in places that I want to keep my template relatively clean. So yeah, hopefully that we're aligned in what I'm talking about there. Joist, I don't think we're going to get to you today, but I think we'll come back. I think we'll continue this project, so I'm going to install it. Let's quick start. That's loading slowly today. Quick. Okay, we've got components, we've got state. We haven't touched on any of this stuff. We touched on slots. So you might have to enable the JSS factory in the Panda config. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that that's not something I'm very interested in. I think it's great that they provide that, especially as a translation story, or what's it, a migration story from other libraries that have something similar. It's not high enough on my list of priorities to check out, put it that way. Okay, so now what I want to do is start playing around with these actions. Essentially, the way Quick works, I think that they do provide this form thing. Okay, this was something that I much preferred in how Solid Start works. When I tried Quick before, did not love this thing. We're gonna do the CSS classes. I'm actually gonna rename to like form classes, just in case this is more of a route, so it's gonna have more complicated things. But we'll just leave that how it is. That's my classes. Then we'll do the route action. Action, thank you very much. Bring that in from Quick City. I'm going to move that to the top. Yeah. And then we have the route action. We don't have a database. I think I'm going to do something inline. I don't want to do that. I'm going to get this going really quick just because I want this in my project for the next time I come. I want to have some sort of reference to remember it, but we're not going to do anything with joist today. Well, maybe we will. We'll see how quickly I can get through this, the Quick City actions. All right, run dev. Let's see. Close you. Styled Panda. Really hoping that this is the project that I never have to look at the documentation again because it's so close to CSS. That'd be great. All right, we've got this. Let's say we're gonna say const. I don't know. Data equals just an empty array. It's gonna be an in-memory thing. This will only run on this user when the user submits the form or when the action is called programmatically. Great. Okay. Let's, I don't know, for now, let's console.log data. That's fine. We'll return success true. Sure, that's fine. Add user. So where is add user being used? Okay, action inside of the component is what's returned from this thing. So we create the component and then we're gonna say, what is this action thing? It's gonna be an object that has certain things on it. And I think, this is only available on the server. Interesting. Interesting. What about on mount? Do I have on mount? Do I have some sort of mount? Okay, do I have access to some sort of mount here? Let's go search. Give me something. On mount, tasks. That's right. Tasks and life cycles. What's a component mount on a server or client? Okay, sure. Use tasks. How's the music, by the way? It's good on my end, but how are y'all hearing it? Okay, what is it? Task. What is it? Use? Oh, wrong thing. Not Quick City. We want it from Quick Task. Task. Use task. It's fairly loud. All right, good to know. Oh yeah. Is that it? No, that shouldn't be it. I think this should do it. How's that? I feel like that should be it. Much better. Sweet. I'm still figuring this thing out. I think actually what I want is not this one, but this one. That's desktop audio. That should be about right. And if I turn this up, That still goes up and down. See, what I would like is the audio that you guys hear to be the same regardless how loud the volume is on my end. So I can have it super quiet if I want or super loud, and doesn't really affect what you guys hear. Anyway, this will do for now. We're going to grab this task, and I want to run this task. I think this takes a callback function. Is that right? And then I want to see if I can log this on the client side. That is still not going to run on the client side. I did see that right? Use task when before component is first render. Okay, not on mount. Got it. Lifecycle task render runs after task and before visible task. That's what it is. Gosh. Okay. Cool. Use visible task. That's when it's definitely on the client. Visible. Use visible task. Please. This should not run on the server. Don't see it there. Should run here. There it is. Okay, it's a proxy. The proxy target is an object which has the action path. This was the thing that really bothered me about Quick to begin with, is that essentially all of the actions are submitted to the same URL in which they are used, and then there must be some sort of backend that's listening to it, which of course it is. But then when the backend receives a form submission that includes this QAction query parameter, that's how it identifies the server action to run, or the RPC function to execute. This is interesting. So that's going to give us the path. And then when we submit it, I imagine we'll have access to the form data. Is running is going to tell us whether it's executing or not on the back end. Status, I have no idea because that's undefined. And then submit is the function that we can use to programmatically execute or call this action. I think, if I got that right. I had figured it out. I removed the text from my about. Yeah, I don't know, something, but okay. So this is another. See, this is still the thing. I realize if y'all are first time viewers here, I have some opinions about the way things should work. Basically, I like things to work closer to how the fundamentals work, closer to how the platform works. Panda seems to follow that pretty well because I can write CSS and I can access what it does, but what I actually write is the fundamental CSS. Looks a little bit different, whatever, but I can take my knowledge, transfer it to a project that doesn't use Panda, and it still applies. That makes it really easy to migrate on or off of a project, transfer knowledge between projects, and like just do things my sort of right way. Quick is a little bit different because one is how this action path sort of works. I don't know about this. I could have a conversation about this. So I'm going to do, before I continue working, is one, my beliefs are built on top of certain principles. So for anything that I say to actually make sense, we have to be aligned with what those principles are. And one of them is that you should not break the web. You have to maintain backwards compatibility, which means things have to continue to work the way that they have been working for the last 20 or 30 years or whatever. Yeah. And so the idea, some of the concepts that Quick has are certainly worth pursuing. I think it's in the implementation details, or in the implementation, that I'm not sure it's quite right. And I'll show you. This will be a little bit more tangible when we move on to the next phase, which is using this form. So what Quick does, it kills me to do this. But what Quick does is it gives you a way to define RPC endpoints that your client can send requests to, right? Like this is the cool thing that Quick does is, or one of the cool things is it gives you a very easy way to be able to click a button or submit a form, and it handles like routing that HTTP request to the right event handler or form handler to run the function and come back and do it all, progressive enhanced or whatever. They also provide a form component that should kind of work the same way, except that it doesn't behave the same as a standard form. Now, if you'll notice, before I made that change, action was totally fine as an empty string, and that's because the form action is either a string or undefined. When we replace that with the form component, action must be an object. And what is it? It must be an action store or whatever. This is really annoying to me. Like, you could have just renamed this to something else and I would have been much happier. But the fact is, like, you kind of broke a naming convention, whatever. The other thing is that I want to dig into today is how this data is actually sent. Will this work? Like, could I construct my own HTML form that would behave the same way? And that might be the case. So we'll see. Sorry for using buttons instead of anchor tags. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fine. That's like using buttons instead of anchor tags, bad for accessibility, but still works within, like, it's still backwards compatible. That's buttons with event handlers and updating or routing or changing the window location has been a thing for a long time. So let's see. Essentially, I need access to this action, which we have here. So I replace this with action. Now that's happy. Now I can submit this form. When I submit this form, we should expect to log this data. So I come here. I'm going to check out the network tab. I'm going to say hello or whatever. We'll create this. This is going to send the HTTP request. So one thing I want to do is actually copy as fetch and see what this actually does under the hood. Probably don't need most of these. It is sending that as multi-part form data. Is that right? Where's my form? There it is. So yeah, this is kind of the interesting thing that these frameworks are doing these days. These like RPC client, RPC, forget RPC. Some of these modern full stack frameworks, Quick, Solid, Svelte, like what is it? What the Svelte one is? What's the Svelte meta framework called? But I don't know. Quick City, Solid Start, Svelte thing. They will provide some sort of endpoint that you have no control over. You have no idea where it exists. And where is it? The action here, in this case, is Q action with this unique ID. It's going to send a post method. It's going to provide a whole bunch of these quick specific things to do. And this is kind of the weird one. This is where I think when Quick starts, it's going to have SvelteKit. Yes, thank you. Quick, when you create a Quick City application, it's going to inject a tiny bit of JavaScript. I'm assuming this is how it works. But I think it's going to have a tiny bit of JavaScript that can basically intercept all of these HTTP requests. So form submissions, probably routing as well. It's going to intercept the form submissions on the document level. So it's going to do event delegation, listen to every single form submission. And when a form is submitted, it can say, hey, let's grab the target of that submission and inspect certain attributes on it. Does the attribute on:submit exist? If so, cancel, don't prevent that default behavior. What we're going to do is actually find the JavaScript that needs to run at a certain spot. So somehow coordinated between either this ID or the source location of this. I'm actually curious to see. I'm curious to see what this does. How do I? Yeah. Local host 5173. Sure. Slash there. Yeah. See. So what this is going to do is then this is going to find the code that needs to run there and execute it or something. No idea what. Whoa, no idea what all this is. But there's some weird translation layer or some weird translation layer going on there. I think you can see the quick code in the header tag. In the header or in the head? Maybe in the head. Manifest link. I don't see it in the head. Anyway, that's interesting. So I really like to at least be able to understand what's going on here so that if I ever need to step away from it, it's not a huge nightmare to migrate my app. Maybe that's not a entirely necessary, but let's see. Pragma, refer policy. Body is multi-part form data. That sends just the name of hello. That's fine. Post, scores, credentials, omit. So let's see if I do this. First, confirm that ran in the server. We got name of hello. Oh, because I did the wrong thing. I thought I was logging this data. Okay, rename this to stuff. There we go. So that's the data. That is the data that's coming in with the request. I also maybe want to log stuff. Fine, that's running in the server. I want to see. What are you complaining about? Just that? Pfft, whatever. I want to see if I go to the console, I recreate this fetch request, and I send it. Data action. That worked. So that's cool. It is reproducible. Yeah, I don't know if the quick stuff would be in the head, or I think it would probably be in the body down at the bottom. So that's the service worker stuff. This is probably not it. That might... no, that's not it. Quick.json. Okay, that's interesting. This is probably something to do with the initial state of the application, maybe? There's a lot of stuff I wouldn't know. More JSON. Here it is, the quick loader. Yeah, this is going to be probably the thing that does a lot of this work. Query selector all. I mean, I'm not going to dig into this. I'm definitely not going to dig into. There we go. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like I'm going to figure that out today. Yeah, it must be somewhere. That's usually how browser code works. Anyway. So what I want to see is, can I recreate it? Yeah. Can I recreate the form? Maybe. I think, is it even worth trying? Also maybe. Let's say that this and this is a form component, and the action is going to be action dot action path. What else is on there? Action dot okay, action path, and then we're going to do something like on submit. Submit is going to okay, on submit. So this is another weird thing where this $sign signifies that this is going to run on the server, I think, or something like that. And we're going to say handle submit. Okay, so I'm going to say const or function handle submit is expecting to take an event, and we'll just call event.prevent default for now. Prevent okay, this is at param is a submit event, so prevent event prevent default, there we go. And then I guess we can console log event. This is another weird thing that Quick is going to get mad at me because it's saying something that expected type comes from property on submit, which is declared here. Okay. I think what it wants is a function that's supposed to be, one of these $sign functions. So it seems like you are using handle submit as an event handler. However, functions are not serialized. Did you mean to wrap it in this? Which for some reason is how you would fix it. I think you can do like this, maybe. But then, then this is undefined. So, const handle submit equals $sign thing. $sign means quickly lazy load when you define the function, right? But where's $sign come from? Is that coming from Quick City here? Do I have just $sign? I don't. I have Q $sign. Is it off of here? Okay, so maybe that. Maybe that. So can I wrap that and do that? Still complaining over here. Type QRL. Well, it is not assignable to single or array element, HTML form element. Type of parameter or incompatible. Okay. Kind of getting closer. I'm going to try just submitting this for now. Const handle submit equals. Right. Is it much different to say const handle submit is equal, or so let's just say, sure, const handle submit equals this event handler. Not different using a function versus that. But for some reason, I have to pass this here instead of where it's currently being used. Like this is what you're saying? Okay, that made it happy. See, this is the thing. That shouldn't be much different, should it? I don't know. Maybe it should. Maybe that's just on me. Let's do it this way, right? Let's do const handle submit better. This is going to be that where we pass in handle submit. Right? So I feel like this is kind of the same thing as this, but is it going to allow me to just replace this then? No, it's not. However, what is the difference between then doing it here and doing it here? And somehow this is now okay. But like, even if I get rid of that. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is the compile step magic. This is a little bit of what I was talking about, where things should work as the programming language works. I broke Twitch. Is it broken? Looking good for me. Yeah, that's the weird thing. And okay, like I'll admit that you have to provide some you have to give some amount of affordances to these tools and say there's things that you can do the platform way, and then there are things that you can do that you have to do the tool way or the framework way for it to work. What I don't love about it is how quirky that one is. Oh, well, that's good. I'm not an affiliate anymore. So, and I'm much happier as not being a Twitch affiliate. Quite happy with this. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see what happens here. If I create this, we do not prevent the default behavior because this is a wrapper around what we need to do. Yeah, it's not the verbosity as much as the fact that it has to be a certain way when fundamentally, like, these two functions, handle submit and hold on, this handle submit better functionally or fundamentally, or at least mentally to me, should be the exact same thing as just wrapping it here. It should make no difference, but it does. But that also makes an issue in that now I don't have access to this event handler to prevent the default behavior. So I think what is it? Prevent. I think I need to do this like prevent default on submit. Prevent default submit, right? Something like that. PQRS submit. Okay, prevent default submit. Okay, I'm going to call this one handle submit with a $sign because that seems to be the syntax. And then we'll kind of copy the same thing, and we'll call this one just handle submit. We'll call it without that, and we're going to say handle submit equals that equals equals that. Hey now. Let's not get too crazy. Oh, autocomplete, sir. Okay. Something like that. Now you're complaining. It's clear on type. Okay. Expected type. That might just be a TypeScript bug. Prevent default in the function is not possible because the code is not available at the time you would need to call it. Right, because the way that the $sign thing in Quick works is it abstracts that out of the client-side code, moves it to the server so that you can execute that code on the server. But once it's on the server, you don't have access to the event. So what I'm kind of trying to do is, I guess, move some of this to the client, which probably is the antithesis of what Quick City is designed for. But I do want to try this. I did get it to work. I got this red squiggly because something is not happy here, but it does work. This is what is throwing this error? I don't think this is a TypeScript error. Or am I? I guess submit event void is not assignable to Boolean or undefined. Okay, so this actually should just be true. Okay. And no, we do get it just running on the client now. Handle submit doesn't have to be called. Okay, so now we have it just running on the client. Right, you know what oh, freaking stupid thing. Auto formatter. Okay, what I want to show off actually, or what I kind of dug into before the stream and wanted to show is how this thing sort of works. Let's go here into the source code of Quick City. I'm gonna go to packages. Quick City has some runtime source form component. So it looks like what they're doing is defining a form component that prevents the default behavior, probably defaults to true, and then does provide an onSubmit function that then they just pass in here. I think what I might do is, well, I'm gonna grab this function and say, okay, right. I think what happens here is you cannot let's see. If I don't define my function here, and instead of handle submit here, I'm actually going to, what was it? Sure. Yeah. We're gonna do this async function. That should be good, no? Did I get something wrong there? Function is a function that console logs whatever thing. Yeah, sure. Thing is undefined. Ah, this prevent default is killing me. Okay. So the weird thing here is you have to define the function in the event handler or using this $sign thing. Because if I take this function out and I say func, right? And then I say const func equals, same exact code, doesn't work, doesn't like it. So that's a compiler level thing. Fine. If you want to do it, you have to do it with this server thing. Okay, cool. We'll do it this way. I swear to God, this is going to be the death of me. How can I get it to stop doing this? Can I do this? Nope. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll come back here. We will create that. It did not reload. It submitted the event. It comes down here. It doesn't look like we are actually logging anything. Where are we logging this? That's the submit event. I guess that's this thing here. Yeah, that was the event that we had before. Okay, so that's the way we do it in Quick. Good to know. Form data, the second element on this function is the form, so then we can actually grab the form data. Okay. Remove the handle submit after it. All right, I think that's gonna maybe be as far as I'm gonna get today. But the thing to understand here, yeah, I guess the big takeaway is for this to run, this code still runs on the client. You know what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to pull this into its own form component. Let's do this button. Rename that to form. Export the same thing here. Let's see if there we go. Form, save, close. Form component should be a form. Should actually don't need you, don't need you. Going to basically copy this stuff onto here. I hate you. I hate you. I hate that. I hate you so much. Classes, form classes. Form class is going to come out of here. Yeah, there's a server to make a function run on the server, which is handy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we might do that. I think ultimately what this just needs is access to this action. And once you have the action, you can just call the action. This action, which we actually don't need this anymore. I'm going to import form. I'm not going to use this one, so we'll comment that out. Or I guess I'll import that as form 2. I'm going to import it as Corm. Sure, why not? Okay, replace this with the form from form action. We'll define as the action path. Cool. Class we don't need. Prevent default we don't need. On submit might need to define. Probably don't need to define that. That should be that. No, we do need the on submit because the on submit needs to actually execute this action. So this should have access to the thing and the form, and we want to execute this action with the form, or it's action dot submit with the form. Cool, something like that. Something like that. I don't know. This is that's as far as I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this at least working, buttoned up. So it is HTML attributes. This is HTML form element. This is whatever I'm going to call this, HTML atters. Sure. Type. No, we don't need that. That should be good for now. That should be good. Save. I hate you. Save. On submit. Don't think we need that. That should be the same thing. Let's see. We've got the form. We've got the form. I think I still need to set it to the right kind of content type. But if I submit this, nope, not working. Despite the fact that prevent default is set to true. That's interesting. Action should exist on that because forms have actions. So what's the deal with that, yo? I don't know. Action is a string and is optional. You. I didn't put the action on here. Action equals p dot action. Or an empty string. Let's see. action should be there now. There's my action. Match is the same that used to be there. The prevent default submit is not working. And the server action is not actually running. So yeah, I don't know. There's still some questions to answer there. For the time being, though, I guess it's okay enough to use Quorum. I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, classes. Nope. That needs to come back. And that needs to have, sure, actions that, on submit is that, classes, no, class equals that. Now my styles are back. Submit network requests. Cool. Yeah, this is weird. So it opens, so yeah, this is the weird thing is all of the data that the way Quick figures out which URLs it needs to submit things to is by sending stuff to this q-data.json, and then it passes the Q action of the ID that needs to run, and when it does, we get that thing. So I think that's the only thing that's missing in my form, actually, is that the action needs to be this q-data.json thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out someday. All right, folks. That is as far as I'm going to take it today. I'm going to drop off. I don't think I'm going to do a raid, but thanks for hanging out. Stony, good to see you again or chat with you again. Love the little banter. You're a gem. Michael, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for the insights on Quick and Panda. Glad you came by because these are two technologies that, one technology that I'm very excited about. One technology that I am impressed with and excited about the impact that it will have on the industry. Right now, I'm still reserving judgment, but so far this is making progress. I think, the problem I think I have with Quick is you have to either just like fall in 100% to doing things their way, which means forgetting a lot of the things that you may know if you've been working with the platform for a long time, or it just requires, like, to actually understand how it all works with your existing knowledge, it just requires Galaxy brain level knowledge, which, yeah, it's a little bit of, if you like to understand how everything works, it's tall order. Maybe I'm just not smart enough for it, but we'll see. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to understand how it works, and we'll see that next week. Quick makes you think about the consequences with certain parts of your code has on loading on the web page, which is difficult to think about. Yeah, I guess it's easy. I wouldn't say it's difficult to think about. I would say it's easy to not think about in most cases. So that whole thing that we were figuring out with like why the code works a certain way, like you have to understand that the code that you write is being affected by the compiler, and how that compiler is going to take that code and separate it into some client-side stuff and some server-side stuff, and the fact that you have to write it a certain way. And yeah, I think it kind of bothers me that you can't have much separation of concern between your event hooks or your event naming and the definition of your event handlers. Like, this literally has to go here, or if you do want to abstract it, you need to use this $ abstraction, then you can put it wherever you want. Maybe that's just like a small thing, right? But I like to be able to define it and then put it in as a named variable. And I guess that's just a matter of using this instead. So maybe that's it. All right, I gotta go. There's doing some fun stuff tonight, so can't dilly-dally. I'll catch you all next time, and I should be on next Friday, same time. So yeah, Portland is really awesome in the summer. Pedalpalooza, looking forward to it. Come visit sometime. I'll take you out. All right, folks. Catch you next time.